Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Trudy, Dantis, an Australian participant at the Synod on Synodality, and here I am in conversation with Ormond Rush, who's a theologian from Australia and one of the other participants at the Synod. Orm, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Trudy.
Orm, now you're one of the theologians, so you're one of those that has a special role at the Synod. Can you explain a little bit more of what that role entails?
Yeah, there are 25 of us in the group of theologians from different language groups around the globe.
Yes.
And I'm one of those. I'm the coordinator of the 7 English-speaking theologians here at the Synod. I'm the only one for whom English is the first language.
Yes.
So we have people from Africa, Germany, Austria, and so on. They speak English better than someone who comes from Townsville.
Okay.
So our role is we're seated here in the Synod Hall. There are table conversations on various themes throughout the month, and each table, after their discernment, has to come up with a report on a particular theme. Now there are 16 of the 36 English tables, and we receive those, and we have to read them and see the convergences, divergences, the new things that they've picked up, and so on. So then we submit those reports, and then in this final week, when we're working on the synthesis or the final document, we're working towards helping the writers write the final document.
Yeah. Now, we've had some differences in the methodology from Assembly 1 and Assembly 2. Has that had any change to your role as theologian? Have there been changes between the two assemblies?
It has. The Assembly last year asked that there be greater presence of the theologians in the hall.
Okay.
This year they tried to incorporate that by having several theological canonical forums where each of us was asked to do, and I was asked to do one of those, and they've been well attended, so hopefully that has helped. Last year, you may remember, there were theologians talking to the whole assembly here. They didn't do that this year, but so the differences from last year are in terms of process.
Yes.
And the facilitators, such as yourself, would be able to speak better than I on how successful that has been. But there's been further stages of discernment and synthesis that I think has been helpful for coming to a clearer understanding of what the Synod Assembly wants to think. So I think that's been good.
That's been good. Now, talking about just theological reflection, we've been reflecting at tables, and then it goes to, like you said, a bigger team where all the reporters from each table gather and have some further discernment. What's the role of lay people in theological reflection? Is it meant only for experts, or can all lay people participate?
Okay, so there is a key aspect here at the heart of what you're saying, and that is a fundamental teaching of the Second Vatican Council, and indeed going back through the millennia of the Church and into the New Testament.
Yes.
That at baptism, each person is gifted by the Holy Spirit with the gift of faith.
Yes.
And with faith comes a sense for the faith. An ability to apply it in the vision of Jesus Christ, the gospel, in daily life. All the baptized have that. And I think when people, whether it be a parent of teenage children, or as I say when I'm teaching grade 1 teachers, I say, when a child asks you a very difficult question about God, and when you open your mouth, you are working out of a framework, you are doing theology. So that's theology in the broad sense.
Right.
So that's what we're trusting in here. Pope Francis loves to say, let us trust the instinct of our people, the people of God. They have this instinct for what is faithful to the way of Jesus. And
Right.
so I could talk much longer on that.
I'm
but
sure you could, but that's been really helpful.
yeah.
Look, I think we'll come back to you, Om, in another video with some more questions, but thank you for your
Yeah.
insights today.
Okay.
And to all those watching, thank you for joining us. This is Trudy Dantis and Om Rush at the Synod on Synodality.